So what good is this ecosystem model of a family? I think it helps us step into a lens or an orientation in which we can start to see how people interact with each other. And not only that, I think it serves our individual relationships. That is to say that when I perceive someone else as just their own individual, they're very easily like an other, right? It sort of fosters an inherent misunderstanding and judgment. Not always. I mean, we can get around it. We can intend to show up with compassion and kind of, ask them questions or get to know them better by through that lens of them as an other. But most often it undermines our sense of meaning and relationship and connection. And so when we see someone else in our family as part of our ecosystem, we're inherently more curious about how they're behaving, how they're integrating what they understand, how they're operating from different systems. And so we inherently become more process oriented with them. And in fact, our relationships are very much a process. They are not static things. They do not exist in their singular form forever and ever. Relationships evolve and change, you might have noticed. And so when we're thinking about our family as an ecosystem, we're allowing inherently for growth and development of the children, for things to change, for rules to morph, for the action of living and developing and growing and integrating to all be part of the experience. And that isn't as fostered. It has to be very intentional with a group of people that we consider to be independent others. We just don't have the support for the perception and the openness to the flowing of the relationships. When we see someone as an individual other, then we have a tendency to want to just name them and then put them in that box. And then we don't give them room for changing and developing. But family is a particularly, that's almost like the functional definition of family, right? It's a place where we grow and develop, and that process of change and growth is always happening. And so it asks for us to see our family as an ecosystem also inherently then invites us into relationship skills, the ability to go with the flow of what's happening, what's needed, what the next developmental stage is. And it allows us to really change with our relationships. And trust me, my youngest is going to college this fall, and as she's preparing to move out, I'm definitely feeling that shift in our relationship, but because I see us as an ecosystem in which we're all doing what we need to be doing, and that it's been a little bit easier. It's kind of had a foundation for me to step into the, embracing to the degree that I can embrace this, but embracing this change in the family system and in the family dynamic as my kids get older and move out and embrace their own lives. We are still an ecosystem, but it means that it really does, we're acknowledging that each step that happens affects all of us. And in that way, we can also maintain a sense of family and a sense of family story and a sense of family identity.